a '69 Chevy with a cracked windshield, hair tied back, bare feet on the steering wheel. Said I got nowhere to be and nowhere that I'm from. Smile like a storm coming, Lord, I should've run. We stopped at a diner outside Clarksdale, Tennessee. Pie on the counter and she poured coffee for me. She laughed at everything and meant none of it twice. Prettiest woman I ever saw and the coldest ice. Dust roll woman with your devil blue eyes. Every truth you ever told me was a beautiful lie. You came in like summer and you left like the cold. Dust roll woman, Lord, you took my soul. Come October, she was 3 towns gone. Left a scarf on my chair and a name in my songs. I still drive past the diner to check if she's there. Just an empty stool and the smell of her hair. Dust roll woman with your devil blue eyes. Every truth you ever told me was a beautiful lie. You came in like summer and you left like the cold. Dust roll woman, Lord, you took my soul. Someday she'll blow back through on the cracked up road. I'll be older, maybe wiser, still carrying the load. But I'll hold the door open and I'll pour her a cup. 'Cause a man who loves the blues never truly gives up. Dust roll woman with your devil blue eyes. I'll take the beautiful lies over the cold advice. You came in like summer, Lord, you came in like gold. Dust roll woman, you still got my soul.
My hands are stained with 40 years of oil. I can't get out. Lava soap and a nail brush, they gave up without a doubt. My wife used to hold him anyway, said she liked the rough. Said these hands build everything we got, that's more than enough. Retired in March, gave back the keys to bay number 3. Tito and the boys threw a party with a cake that said finally free. First Monday morning home, I sat at the table for 2 hours straight. Didn't know what to do with hands that had no weight. The mechanic's hands don't know how to rest. The mechanic's hands always put to the test. 40 years of fixing what was broken in the world. The mechanic's hands. Now I'm the engine, and I'm a little unfurled. Started fixing neighbors' cars for free, just to have something to do. Mrs. Patterson's Civic, the Henderson's old Subaru. My grandson asked me, Grandpa, why do you do it for nothing? I said, baby, these hands need a purpose. That ain't nothing. The mechanic's hands don't know how to rest. The mechanic's hands always put to the test. 40 years of fixing what was broken in the world. The mechanic's hands. Now I'm the engine, and I'm a little unfurled. I picked up a guitar last September. Never played a note in my life. Calluses on my fingers from the wrenches. My wife said that's right. These hands that fix Fords and Chevys, now they're learning a G chord. Turns out broken men can fix themselves. Just takes a different kind of board. The mechanic's hands found a new kind of word. The mechanic's hands picking strings through the herd. 40 years of fixing, now fixing myself. The mechanic's hands, best tool on the shelf. Quit smoking on a Monday. By Wednesday, I was a different kind of me. Hands looking for something to do, mouth needing something between. Stood on the porch at 11 at night,
where I used to stand and breathe. Nothing in my hand but the dark, and the dark don't bring relief. 23 years of that ritual, and now my hands are just empty air. Leaning on the railing, watching the street, going nowhere. The neighbor's cat came by and looked at me with no judgment at all. Just sat down next to my feet like he understood the fall. The last cigarette, I smoked it down to the filter. The last cigarette left me tilted. Wasn't just tobacco, wasn't just a habit on the porch. The last cigarette was 23 years of my torch. Doctor said your lungs look like a man 10 years older than you. I said, Doc, my whole life looks like a man 10 years older. What do I do? He didn't laugh, but the nurse behind him almost did. Threw the pack in the trash on the way out. That's what I did. The last cigarette, I smoked it down to the filter. The last cigarette left me tilted. Wasn't just tobacco, wasn't just a habit on the porch. The last cigarette was 23 years of my torch. Now I hold a toothpick where the cigarette used to live. Play guitar when the craving hits. It's the best substitute I can give. Funny how the blues and the smoke both do the same thing. Take the edge off just enough to let the truth come in. The last cigarette, been 6 months now. The last cigarette, I don't miss it somehow. Still stand on that porch at 11 every night. The last cigarette, and the blues said it right.
across the street on a Tuesday morning. Red umbrella in the porch. Didn't know her name, didn't need to. Just watched her through the window of the store. She stopped and looked both ways twice before she moved, like she was weighing something big. I've been looking out that same window for years. Never once had what she had. She was talking to someone on the phone, laughing while the whole world got soaked. I'm sitting here with my third cup of coffee and a promise I once broke. The waitress asked me what I wanted. I said, just a check and a little time. Some people carry their storms on the outside. I carry mine. Thing. But something about the way she moved made me wanna sing. She was gone before I finished paying, disappeared down Maple and Third. Left me sitting with a tip on the table and a feeling I can't put to words. Ain't about the woman, never really was, if I'm being true. It's about the part of me that still looks up when something beautiful passes through. The woman with the red umbrella, she don't know I'm here. The woman with the red umbrella, walking through my fear. else won't hide.
I was 9 years old the night Elvis died, sitting on my grandma's floor. She had the news on low, her hand over her mouth, tears running to the door. I didn't understand it fully, just knew the world had tilted some. Grandma said, baby, that was the last of a kind, and then she went numb. She pulled out a record she'd had since '56, put it on the turntable slow. That needle-touching vinyl was the most sacred sound I'll ever know. We sat together in the lamplight, her and me and all that voice. A 9-year-old boy learning what it means when the world loses its choice. The night Elvis died, something else died too. The night Elvis died, Grandma held it true. Some people carry a hole there inside their chest. The night Elvis died, she buried something with the rest. Grandma's been gone now 20 years, but I still play that record in August. Put it on when the heat hangs low and the evening's full of dust. The voice sounds the same as it did on a floor in '77. Some things don't age, they just move from the living room to heaven. The night Elvis died, something else died too. The night Elvis died, Grandma held it true. Some people carry a whole era inside their chest. The night Elvis died, she buried something with the rest.
what she meant by the last of a kind. Not just the voice, the whole feeling left behind. Every generation loses the thing that held it whole. The night Elvis died, Grandma showed me what it cost the soul. The night Elvis died, I was 9 on the floor. The night Elvis died, Grandma knew the score. That record still spins, and that voice still rolls through. The night Elvis died, I learned to love the blues.
Pearls bar on Decatur, don't get going till after 9. Low ceiling, sticky floor, and a jukebox stuck in 1969. Old Clarence sits at the end of the bar, been sitting there since 82. Orders the same thing every Tuesday, one bourbon, no ice, and the blues. There's a couple in the corner fighting quiet, the way long marriages do. She's staring at the table, he's staring at the door, neither one breaking through. Paul herself is wiping glasses, she already wiped an hour before. Some bars are churches for the broken, this one's got a revolving door. Tuesday night at Pearls, where the lonely come to breathe. Tuesday night at Pearls, where nobody has to leave. The music's old, the stools are cracked, the light is always dim. Tuesday night at Pearls, best church I've ever been in. A kid walked in with a Telecaster, couldn't have been 23. Sat up in a corner and played like his whole life depended on the D. Clarence didn't turn around, but I saw his shoulders drop and settle. That's how you know the blues is real, when it moves the ones made of metal. Tuesday night at Pearls, where the lonely come to breathe. Tuesday night at Pearls, where nobody has to leave. The music's old, the stools are cracked, the light is always dim. Tuesday night at Pearls, best church I've ever been in. Pearl turns off the sign at 2, but nobody moves to go. She lets us stay till the kid stops playing, lets the music ride out slow. I don't know what people pray for in the buildings with the steeples, but I know what we pray for out at Pearls, just to be among our people. Tuesday night at Pearls, I'll be back next week. Tuesday night at Pearls, it's the only cure I see. The music's old, the stools are cracked, the light is always dim. Tuesday night at Pearls, Lord, don't let them tear it down. the music right out slow. I don't know what people pray for in the buildings with the steeples, but I know what we pray for at times, just to be among our people. Tuesday night at Pearl, I'll be back next week. Tuesday night at Pearl, it's the only cure I seek. The music's old, the stools are cracked, the light is always dim. Tuesday night at Pearl, Lord, don't let them tear it down.
My therapist charges $90 an hour to listen to me talk. Guitar cost me 40 at a garage sale. I'd rather walk. Sit on the back porch when the sun goes down behind the hill. Play the same 3 chords until the night gets still. My buddy Dave says, man, you need to open up more, talk it through. I said, Dave, every time I open up, I end up feeling worse than you. The guitar don't give advice, don't tell me what I should have done. Just takes whatever's in my chest and turns it into something cheaper than therapy. That's what the blues cost me. Cheaper than therapy. $40 and I'm free. Don't need a couch. Don't need a clock on the wall. Cheaper than therapy. 12-bar blues cures all. Is everything okay over there? I said, better than it's been in years. She gave me a long stare. Guess when a man plays blues alone, it sounds like something broke. Sometimes broken things make the most honest sound they ever spoke. Cheaper than therapy. What the blues cost me. Cheaper than therapy. $40 and I'm free. Don't need a couch. Don't need a clock on the wall. Cheaper than therapy. 12-bar blues cures all. Baby, healing in a process with a plan and a degree. Baby, it's just sitting with a guitar on your knee, letting out the thing you can't explain to anyone who tried. Cheaper than therapy, and it never makes me cry. Cheaper than therapy. Still playing after dark. Cheaper than therapy.
Bought this guitar in 1987 from a pawn shop on the south side of Memphis. Guy behind the counter said she's been played hard. I said that's my thesis. Frets worn down on the low string. Tuning peg won't hold a D. Sounds like it already knows everything that's ever happening to me. Played it the night my father died. Couldn't think of what else to do. Sat on the back steps in the cold and played the only thing I knew. 12-bar blues in the E, same thing I've been playing since I was a kid. Guitar didn't ask me what was wrong, just let me play, and that's what it did. What the guitar knows, it keeps between us two. What the guitar knows, more than I can tell you. Every fight, every loss, every long and sleepless night. What the guitar knows, it holds it all just right. Picked it up last Easter, ran her thumb across the strings. She said, "Grandpa, how come your guitar sounds so sad when it sings?" I said, "It's not sad, baby, it's honest. There's a difference in the tone." She nodded like she understood. 7 years old and already grown. What the guitar knows, it keeps between us two. What the guitar knows, more than I can tell you. Every fight, every loss, every long and sleepless night. What the guitar knows, it holds it all just right. Someday I'll pass it on to someone with more road ahead than behind. Hope the new air on the frets will be the good kind. A guitar holds the shape of every hand that ever held it true. What the guitar knows is the sum of me and you. What the guitar knows, I'll take it to my grave. What the guitar knows, it's everything I gave. Every fight, every loss, every long and sleepless night.
Carried my third friend to the ground this year. Left shoulder, front, left side. You stand straight, you walk slow. You don't let the weight show outside. And Jimmy was 58. Heart gave out on a Thursday night at home. Wife found him in the kitchen, glass of water, all alone. We played cards every other Friday for 22 years straight. He always won with a terrible poker face. We let him make no mistake. Carried his casket like an answer to everything he ever gave. The weight of a man's whole life, Lord, that's what pallbearers say. Pallbearer blues, carrying what can't be carried. Pallbearer blues, everything you should have said. Left shoulder, front, left side. Walk slow and stand tall. Pallbearer blues, the last thing you do for them all. His daughter read a poem she'd written on a folded piece of notebook paper. Voice shaking, but she didn't stop. That girl was made of something greater. I thought about my own kids sitting in those pews one day. Hope they'd have a friend who'd walk that slow and carry them that way. Pallbearer blues, carrying what can't be carried. Pallbearer blues, everything you should have said. Left shoulder, front, left side. Walk slow and stand tall. Pallbearer blues, the last thing you do for them all. At the reception, I ate a plate of food I couldn't taste. Shook 100 hands and smiled and found my way to a quiet place. Sat in my car and played a song on the radio Jimmy used to love. That's how men grieve, quietly alone with the volume up above. Pallbearer blues, I'll be back again.
3 days of rain and the power went out on the second day. Lit 2 candles, found a bottle I forgot I had tucked away. Sat in the kitchen in the dark, just me and the sound of the roof. Hadn't been that alone with myself since I lost the proof. On the 3rd day I found her letters in a box under the stairs. Read every one of them by candlelight like I was saying prayers. Her handwriting was small and careful, like she was afraid to take up space. That's the thing that kills me most. She was always shrinking just in case. 3 days of rain and I fell all the way down. 3 days of rain and I nearly drowned. No phone signal, no distraction, just the water and the night. 3 days of rain, and somehow I came out right. Power came back on the morning of day 4. Everything buzzing to life. Microwave blinking, refrigerator humming, stereo playing like a fife. I turned it all back off and sat in the quiet 1 more hour. 3 days of rain had given me something I needed, some kind of power. 3 days of rain and I fell all the way down. 3 days of rain and I nearly drowned. No phone signal, no distraction, just the water and the night. 3 days of rain, and somehow I came out right. We're all so afraid of silence, so afraid of what we'll hear. Give it 3 days with no escape, and you'll face your whole career. The blues knew this before the internet, before the noise we keep. Blues is just 3 days of rain and a man who didn't sleep. 3 days of rain, I'd do it again. 3 days of rain broke me down, made me a friend. Friend to myself, the only one who stays.
First wife tried to tell me, I didn't hear a word she said. Second one wrote it in a letter I found 3 years after she'd fled. Third one just shook her head and left without a scene. By the time I understood the lesson, I was 53. My daddy was a slow learner too. Asked my mama 40 years too late. She forgave him on a Tuesday morning. He died on a Wednesday. Ain't that great? Some men learn from watching. Some men learn from books. I learned from the wreckage, and man, I'm getting second looks. Slow learner, Lord, that's me. Slow learner, but I'm finally free. To hear what they were saying. Slow learner, but at least I'm still playing. My grandson asked me, Grandpa, what's your biggest regret? I said, learning things the hard way. Every single time I met. He said, is it too late? I said, baby, it's never too late to be dumbless. He laughed so hard he fell off the porch steps. I call that progress. Slow learner, Lord, that's me. Slow learner, but I'm finally free. Took me half a lifetime to hear what they were saying. Slow learner, but at least I'm still playing. The blues is a slow learner's music. Takes time to know what it means. You gotta live a little wrong before you understand the scenes. Every bent note is a lesson somebody paid for with their years. Slow learner, that's why this music still brings tears. Slow learner, 70 years behind. Slow learner, but Lord, I don't mind. Took me half a lifetime. Now I finally know. Slow learner, watch this